So I was not diagnosed with autism until I was 31 years old. I have ADHD, which is autism and ADHD. From elementary to middle school, I got chronically bullied. Did not understand social norms at all, and this got me in a lot of trouble. In middle school, I managed to sit at the popular kids table one day, but the problem was I opened my mouth. See, they might have liked me at first because they felt that maybe physically I fit in with them. Because I did not understand social rules, they instantly, absolutely despised me. I also saw the beauty in everyone, so I didn't really understand what was like conventionally attractive and what wasn't. So while the popular kids were making fun of others, I was asking, but they have nice eyes, but they have this, and it came off like I was defending them when really I was just trying to understand what they were talking about. I also didn't understand how cliques worked and how there's like a leader and all of that, and like you can't overstep that person. I kind of would say everything that I would think out loud. When you say things out loud that others keep in, you start to feel like there's something really wrong with you and that no one else thinks this way. Maybe there was neurotypical kids that had the same opinions as me, but because they knew better and they understood the social rules, they would just shut up. This led to me being chronically bullied in middle school. Not just verbally, but also physically. I used to have to run home from school every single day just so I wouldn't get jumped by these girls. I started to realize that if I don't learn to play by the neurotypical rules, it could cost me my life. I started to completely obsess with studying human behavior. This is also why a lot of autistics develop CPTSD, which is short for complex PTSD, due to being in a constant state of anxiety and hypervigilance. I would hyperanalyze every micro expression on someone. The way their eyes move, the way they move their mouth, the tone in which they said things, the way they would move their hands, the way that they would dress. I could immediately meet someone and already know exactly who I needed to be in order for them to just be okay being in my presence. I learned from an early age that it is not safe to be myself. I got rid of my glasses, I got contacts, I started to obsess over my looks. I just wanted nothing but perfection because I started to understand that people will like you if you're attractive. Once high school came around, I was such a good masker that I ended up becoming friends with almost everyone at the school. And how could they not love me? I was a reflection of who they were because I was just masking every time I met someone. Once I got home from school, I would just lock myself in my room and I would just cry myself to sleep almost every night. I was so drained. I was so exhausted. I was suppressing my stims. And honestly, I thought about unaliving every single day. Once I reached my 20s, I had no idea who I was. I was in a constant state of anxiety and depression, and I didn't know what was wrong with me. I got diagnosed with all types of stuff. Oh, you might have BPD, you might have bipolar, you might have this, and that. They just did not know what was wrong with me. And because I was such a good masker, they just couldn't figure it out. The one good thing I will say about masking was I became a phenomenal salesperson because I was just so good at reading people and knowing exactly how to sell to them. I would always end up getting promoted at every job that I would get because I just was really good at getting along with everyone and just doing everything I had to do. I just became this perfect person for everyone else, but I was destroying myself in the process. Eventually, I got burnt out. I had walked out on a job and I hit rock bottom. I couldn't work. Probably went from being a level 1 autistic to a level 2 because I couldn't do anything for myself. I developed POTS. I got chronically ill. I was bedridden for almost a year. It wasn't until I got a therapist that also had autism and ADHD and a very similar story to me that I ended up getting diagnosed. But yes, it is not an easy life being autistic, and I know there's a lot more people out there like me that have no clue what is going on and they have a very similar story, so I really hope that this can help a lot of people out there.